When the woman wakes up, she's shocked to find a naked man lying beside her. Even worse, she has no idea who he is. Without time to think, she grabs her dress and slips away from the awkward morning after scene. Back home, Mintra scrubs her body with water frantically. But the stained images can't be shaken from her mind. That was her first night. How could this happen? On the other side, Parin wakes up to find the beauty gone, leaving only a pool of blood. Still hung up on her, he rushes to the hotel reception to inquire about the woman, but gets shut down due to privacy rules. As the illegitimate son of a real estate conglomerate's owner, Parin currently holds the position of marketing manager, where his performance has been outstanding. One day earlier, he went on a business trip and happened to encounter a group of newly graduated college girls celebrating. The stunning and elegant Mintra was exactly his type, and he fell in love at first sight. His hungry gaze didn't escape Pem, one of Mintra's classmates. Pem told him that Mintra only looked innocent, but was actually a prostitute. Parin was convinced and paid her tens of thousands of dollars for Mintra's services. Unbeknownst to him, Pem was actually trying to frame Mintra. Mintra wasn't just beautiful and popular, she was also the daughter of a real estate tycoon. In stark contrast, Pem came from poverty, fighting to survive as a bit-part actress stuck in the industry's lowest rungs. Pem was so jealous of Mintra that she wanted to make her suffer too. So she spiked Mintra's wine when no one was looking. After Mintra drank it and fell unconscious, Pem dragged her to a hotel and gave it to Parin, who had no idea she hadn't consented. Fooled by the drugs and desire, the two of them spent a crazy night together. The next morning, Mintra wakes to find herself defiled and recoils in horror. What devastates her even more is that the single reckless encounter leads to pregnancy. Overcome with self-loathing, she grabs a shard of glass and raises it to her wrist. Fortunately, her aunt catches her in time and stops her. Mintra spills everything through sobs to her aunt. The aunt wants to call the police to arrest the man who violated her, but Mintra refuses and pleads with the aunt to keep it a secret. On the one hand, she fears being spurned and disgraced. On the other, she doesn't want to worry her parents. So the aunt pretends to take her on a study abroad trip, whisking her from Thailand to New York. Mintra struggles to balance pregnancy with graduate school. Her day's a constant grind. Thankfully, her aunt is a nurse. And with her help, Mintra successfully delivers fraternal twins. As time goes by, the two babies grow bigger day by day. To safeguard her secret, Mintra decides to give them up for adoption. However, motherly love eventually overcomes her fears, and she takes them back. Knowing what Mintra's stressing about, her aunt proposes a plan. She'll legally adopt the babies and claim they're orphans from her hospital. This way, Mintra can stay close as their family friend. They have no alternative but to do it. During this time, Mintra gets acquainted with a close friend of the aunt's. As she often comes over to help care for the children, their relationship grows closer over time. Little did she know that the aunt's best friend was none other than Parin's mother. After that one-night stand, Parin has been looking for Mintra because he really likes her. What he doesn't know is that the woman he longs for is staying with his mother in America, and that he's already said hello to his own children countless times without realizing it. Mintra had planned to stay in this happy utopia forever, never wanting to leave. But a sudden crisis forces her to take on responsibility and return to her parents. 4 years later, Mintra and her aunt return to Thailand with the two children. Her parents don't suspect anything and treat them as her aunt's children. Mintra officially calls them her niece and nephew, while taking care of them daily. It turns out that during this recent period, her father's company has hit a crisis, with profits plummeting to rock bottom. Facing the risk of being ousted as chairman, her father falls ill. And all this has to do with the fact that the rival company has a brilliant talent, Parin. Because Parin has poached many clients from her father's firm, Mintra can't bear to see her father suffer so much and wants to help him share the burden. She returns to join the family company as a manager. At the real estate investment fair, Mintra freezes in terror when she spots the competitor from afar, only to realize he's the man who took her virginity 4 years ago. The moment he turns towards her, she quickly flees and hides. She loathes him with every fiber. If not for him, would she have suffered so much? Yet she lacks the courage to confront Parin, let alone meet his gaze. Unfortunately, she can't hide forever. Sooner or later, it catches up. By now, Pem has become a rising star. Mintra doesn't know that she was the one who set her up and extends an invitation for her to act as the brand ambassador for the new development. Unexpectedly, far from feeling ashamed, Pem sets another trap for her. Driven by vanity, Pem has hooked up with Chanatip, Parin's half-brother. Chanatip is a classic silver spooner, completely talentless and obsessed with nothing but pleasure. But under pressure from his domineering mother, Chanatip returns to work, desperate to curry favor with his father. Despite being an illegitimate son, Parin's exceptional work skills have won him high regard from father. Fearing that Parin would take over the company and fortune, Chanatip and his mom have started to compete with him. In order to help Chanatip rise to power, Pem leaks information about Mintra's new project to him. This unauthorized disclosure causes Mintra's company heavy losses, even driving away investors. Suspecting the spokesperson is the mole, Mintra goes to her to question her. Just then, she spots Pem and Parin from behind, seemingly locked in a kiss. Naturally, she assumes that he's the one who ordered Pem to steal the trade secrets and decides that he's a despicable villain. She can't believe that her former classmate, who used to be so nice to her, would betray her. But out of their old classmate bond, Mintra doesn't give her a hard time, but just terminates their partnership. Mintra's code is never to harm the henchmen, only to strike at the mastermind. Unbeknownst to her, it was a misunderstanding caused by an angle misalignment. Parin had recognized his brother's new girlfriend as the one who had sold Mintra to him 4 years ago. So he cornered Pem against the wall, demanding to know Mintra's whereabouts. There had been no kiss at all, but Pem vehemently denied any knowledge, swearing she had never met him before. In desperation, Parin could only drown in his longing for Mintra. Out for blood, Mintra decides to risk getting close to Parin and steal his company's trade secrets. She intentionally breaks a glass, throws a shard onto the beach, steps on it, and lets out a cry. At the sight of the woman whose memory has haunted his every breath, Parin is overjoyed beyond measure. But unlike his enthusiasm, Mintra pretends to be indifferent, saying that night was just an accident and he should forget it. Parin refuses to do so and keeps asking her out for meals and meetings every day. He pours out his heart ardently, words tumbling like autumn leaves, saying he's searched for her for so long and pleads with her not to leave him again. Fighting back nausea, Mintra wants him to experience the taste of a ruined life too. Pretending to be a vulnerable little light rabbit, she forges an identity to gain his trust. Parin loves her so much that he tells her all the secrets of the business world without any reservation. Once she obtains the desired information, Mintra immediately calls her assistant to discuss signing a contract with one of Parin's key clients ahead of time. And securing this project revives Mintra's company from the brink of collapse. In contrast, Parin, who lost the major order, is harshly criticized and mocked by his enemies. The clever man quickly realizes he might have fallen for a honey trap, but the woman has vanished into thin air, gone again without a trace. He has been staking out the hotel where they first met for weeks, and finally catches her as she arrives. The very woman who, unknown to him, is there for a client meeting. At the sight of his beloved, his first reaction is sheer joy, but rationality returns after lunch. He begins to interrogate her whether she is leaking secrets to others, every word dripping with suspicion. Mintra's expression crumples instantly. "So this is how you see me," she retorts, voice tight, a conniving traitor. As she spins on her heel to walk away, Parin's eyes widen in panic, his pulse racing. He blurts out an apology, begging her not to abandon him. It's a truth universally acknowledged. Even the sharpest minds can't master the wild tides of desire and love. In the evening, after officially discussing all the details of the partnership with the client, Parin loses all utility for Mintra. So she goes to the bar and finds Parin, intending to make a clean break with him. But just as Parin is telling her how much he loves her, her assistant bursts in. To avoid being spotted, she impulsively pulls Parin into a kiss. Only when the assistant leaves does Mintra drop her act, shattering the dreams of the man who thought he'd finally won her love. "I didn't think you'd fall for it so easily. You didn't really think I was in love with you, did you? This was just a game. You idiot." Parin's heart is slashed to ribbons at her words. Though white-hot with fury, he can't summon an ounce of hatred for her. Love has him in its vice grip. It's precisely because this is his first taste of love's bitterness that he can't recover anytime soon. Parin drowns his sorrows in alcohol every night, complaining to his friend and neglecting work entirely. Chanatip and his mother see an opportunity to take him down. Kurt Cole is a moderately famous actor, yet he has fallen millions of dollars into debt due to gambling. He can't repay the money, so he begs his boyfriend, Mintra's assistant, for help, but the assistant can't scrape together that kind of cash on short notice. One day, loan sharks storm his film set to collect, and Pem spots the commotion. She brings her boyfriend out to meet them, and says she'll help them pay the debt, but they'll need trade secrets in exchange. Desperate to save his partner, the assistant betrays Mintra, snapping photos of her bid documents and sending them to Chanatip. Chanatip capitalizes on this to secure a key deal, expanding the company's market reach modestly. His mother even persuades the board of directors to demote Parin and install Chanatip as marketing manager. Under the pretext that Parin has been making a lot of mistakes in his work lately, Parin is devastated, reeling from both heartbreak and career setbacks. In contrast, Mintra's competence wins unanimous praise from the directors, and she's riding a wave of success. Reassured by her performance, her father holds a grand press conference to officially announce her as the group's heir. When this bombshell reaches Parin at the rival company, he finally learns Mintra's true identity and realizes he's been fooled by her. Furious, he goes to the rival company to confront Mintra, demanding an explanation. She mocks him for being a fool and declares she could never love him. Parin kisses her to make her take back her words, but she slaps him away. Blinded by rage, he spits, "You're no better than those who crawl up the social ladder, using bodies as stepping stones." Little does he know that this hurts Mintra's heart deeply. In fact, after spending time with him these days, his unwavering tenderness and round-the-clock affection had Mintra's defenses crumbling. But she dares not admit that she likes the man who once defiled her, and fears that he will take away the children. So she brainwashes herself into thinking she only hates Parin. Parin, unaware of this, only thinks that Mintra is heartless. How could she trample on the love he offered so sincerely? Even so, Parin confesses to friend, Gan, that he can't help being drawn to Mintra. Gan sighs that this woman is terrifying. Ironical, Gan will soon fall for Mintra with no less intensity than Parin. One day, Mintra receives a letter from her aunt's friend in the US, saying that she is sending her son to deliver some gifts to the children. So Mintra brings the kids to the mall to meet her son. To her horror, Parin turns out to be her aunt's friend's son. It seems that Parin has already become acquainted with the children through video calls, yet he remains unaware that they are his own flesh and blood. To avoid detection, Mintra asks the nanny to pose as her and take the two children to meet Parin. Since Parin has never met his mom's friend before, he doesn't suspect anything. Although it's their first face-to-face meeting, the twins show no shyness around Parin, even clinging to him playfully. And Parin naturally dotes on them, even feeding them ice cream. Watching the father and children interact happily, a smile involuntarily appears on Mintra's face. Alas, if their first meeting hadn't been tainted by pain, they could have been a happy family. In the days that follow, though Mintra avoids Parin as much as possible, work keeps throwing them together. Parin continues to cling to her, saying he's willing to play along even if her heart isn't in it. All he asks is that she doesn't shut him out. It isn't until her scream draws a crowd that he reluctantly lets go. A depressed Parin calls his mother. What if the one I love hates me? His mother advises, don't give up. Maybe she has a secret sorrow, like how your father and I loved each other, but couldn't be together. Buoyed by this, Parin takes bold action. That night, he goes outside Mintra's gate, texting, "If you don't see me, I'll barge in and tell your parents about that night." Trapped by the threat, Mintra has no choice but to meet him. Parin blackmails her into continuing their game, or he'll reveal her shame to her parents. Mintra reluctantly accepts the challenge. "Fine, let's play. Do you think I'm afraid? You're going down." At a real estate banquet, reporters pull in the new generation of outstanding young entrepreneurs for a group photo. Parin seizes the chance to pull Mintra close, and she can't break free, reluctantly losing this round. Parin presses his advantage, dragging her to a remote parking lot corner for a showdown. Both of them are clearly upset, yet they still hurl insults, wounding each other. Parin even brings up the night 4 years ago when she kissed him back, unaware she'd been drugged by her classmate, not acting promiscuously. In a rage, Mintra kicks him in the groin, claiming victory. Groin. However, Parin isn't one to concede easily. Even while accepting an award on stage, he presses against her at every opportunity, like a shadow that refuses to part. After the banquet, he lifts her bridal style out of the driver's seat, ignoring her struggles, and deposits her in the passenger side. Terrified of where he's driving, Mintra stops playing games. She tries to jump out, grabbing the door handle. Parin slams on the brakes to prevent her injury. Unexpectedly, she nearly gets hit by oncoming traffic. Thankfully, Parin pulls her back in time and shields her. Staring into his loving eyes, Mintra can't help but feel a flicker of hope, but when his kiss lands, she snaps back to reality, slapping him away. Driven mad by her push-pull behavior and hating how she undervalues his love, Parin kisses her roughly. Only when Mintra stops struggling does Parin let go of her. Mintra gets tired and concedes to the game, begging him to leave her alone in the future. Her tears wrench his heart. Later, after tucking the kids into bed, Mintra collapses into her aunt's arms, sobbing, "The more I push Parin away, the more I'm drawn in." Auntie has no idea how to deal with this. Such love intertwined with hate. Indeed, it's a puzzle that baffles us all. The next day, Mintra takes the kids to kindergarten and runs into Gan, Parin's friend, dropping off his daughter. Having heard Parin label Mintra a heartless flirt, Gan starts with a terrible impression. But after seeing how Mintra treats other people with kindness and sincerity, his impression of her changes. Mintra finds him to be gentle and treats him as a friend. What's more, Gan is a divorced single father who lacks experience in taking care of his daughter. So the kind and generous Mintra helps out regularly, taking his girl shopping for dresses, styling her hair. Gradually, Gan falls in love with Mintra and wants to protect her. When Parin vents again about being hurt by Mintra, Gan no longer takes his friend's side, but blames Parin for everything. Parin says that he was fooled by that woman. But Gan doesn't believe him, and shows that he likes Mintra, and wants her to be the new mother of his daughter. The two longtime friends get into a fistfight, destroying their friendship. To add to Parin's anger, news reports claim Mintra is dating her assistant, which deepens Parin's negative impression of her. He is convinced she is the kind of promiscuous woman who toys with men's feelings. Turns out that the assistant's boyfriend owed a lot of gambling debts and couldn't pay them back, so he asked the assistant to seduce wealthy Mintra and scam her family fortune. The assistant sensed that there was something between Parin and Mintra, so he pretended to be in love with Mintra and offered to marry her to help her block Parin's harassment. However, Mintra refused without even thinking about it. The assistant deliberately let paparazzi take photos of herself with Mintra and posted them online, trying to force her to admit the relationship. However, Mintra ignores it and warns him not to have crooked ideas, just do his job. Seeing Mintra growing closer to Gan, the assistant panics, fearing her meal ticket will be snatched away. So the assistant and her boyfriend approach Mintra's classmate, Pem, hoping to dig up more dirt on her. Pem has long been jealous of Mintra and is eager to destroy her. The next day, a video of Mintra and Parin checking into a hotel 4 years ago tops all social media charts. From the footage, Mintra doesn't look forced. She appears to invite Parin to sleep with her willingly. Mintra's reputation collapses overnight. Her company's stock plummets and her father suffers a heart attack from the stress, landing in the hospital. Racked with guilt, Mintra feels she's failed her parents. She was the victim, but now she's treated like a pariah, hounded and insulted by everyone. Taking advantage of the situation, the assistant goes to Mintra's father's hospital bed to curry favor, claiming he loves Mintra and is willing to marry her to quell the scandal. So Mintra's dad forces her to marry the assistant. Mintra refuses vehemently and is furious and devastated. Unaware this is part of Pem and the assistant's plot, she mistakes Parin, her rival, for the one who leaked the video and hates him deeply. She throws a cup of boiling water at him, calling him shameless and vowing never to forgive him. Even as Parin swears his innocence, no one believes him. After all, the clients and deals Mintra lost have gone to Parin's company, making him look like the beneficiary. His friend Gan curses him for being unmanly, saying to sue and send him to prison, accusing him of not only physically assaulting a drunk woman, but also reopening her wounds to destroy her from the inside out. Parin feels sorry for Mintra, but he has no proof and has to bear the brunt of the misunderstanding. Parin runs to a bar and drinks alone. When he overhears people trashing Mintra, he can't hold back and throws a punch. The brawl lands them in the police station, and he has to call his father to bail him out. To his shock, his dad believes he leaked the video and even praises him, saying, "Business requires such unscrupulous tactics. Anyway, you're a man. This won't cost you anything." The incident makes Parin pity Mintra even more, realizing he's misunderstood her. He grasps the double standard, though both were there. She bears all the shame while he's applauded. He finally sees his own heart. He can't possibly let go of Mintra. The next day, he restrains Mintra and begs for a chance, vowing to do anything to restore her reputation. But she no longer trusts him and wants nothing to do with him. In the nick of time, Gan rescues her from his grasp, shielding her behind him. He warns Parin to stop bullying her and takes her away with him. Parin, unable to explain, knows only evidence can clear his name. He remembers Pem knew about the hotel incident and suspects her of leaking the video. After all, she was the one who led Mintra to him 4 years ago. But Pem denies everything and threatens to sue for harassment. Parin returns to the hotel to hunt for witnesses, but finds no leads. Left with no choice, he starts secretly protecting Mintra, watching for any chance to help. One day, Parin overhears Mintra talking to Gan and learns that Gan's resort hotel is facing a cash flow problem and seeking new partner. Parin can see that Mintra is very sick of him. He doesn't want to make her sad and decides to let go of her. No matter who she's with, as long as she's happy, that's enough for him. So he plans to use the resort project inspection as a chance to bring Mintra and Gan together. After all, he trusts Gan's character to be trustworthy. He also senses the assistant has ulterior motives towards Mintra. From then on, whenever the assistant tries to flatter Mintra, Parin intentionally says harsh words to drive her away, then sends his secretary to intercept the assistant. In this way, Gan and Mintra have a chance to be alone with each other. Parin considers everything except how Mintra truly feels. Mintra is oblivious to his good intentions and thinks he's here to compete with her, treating him coldly. The four of them go up to the mountain to inspect the land near the hotel. The assistant wants to go to the restroom, so Gan, as the boss, takes him to the restroom. While waiting for them to come back, Mintra gets bored and goes to pick some foxtail, but accidentally slips and falls. Parin doesn't hesitate to protect her with his body, but her foot still gets cut. Ignoring her protests, he scoops her up, carries her to a gentle slope, and bandages her wound. Parin misinterprets her mixed signals, convinced she likes Gan instead of him. Mintra gets so angry that she gets up and walks away, only to fall into his arms because of her foot pain. As they lose themselves in each other's loving gazes, Gan comes and picks her up and carries her back to her room. He feeds her pills and takes care of her till she sleeps. Parin watches the scene with complicated emotions. After Gan leaves, Parin can't resist sneaking into Mintra's room to check on her. Fortunately, in her sleep, Mintra lets go of all her inhibitions and restraint. Like someone grabbing a life raft, she nestles into his embrace instinctively. But instead of joy, Parin is overcome by regret that he isn't entitled to stay with her. Ever since he showed up, her life has been a mess. He doesn't want to cause her any more grief, deciding to vanish from her world entirely. In the end, he withdraws from the bidding process intentionally, letting Mintra win to solidify her position in the company. Yet fate has a way of reconnecting destined souls. As she drives, the man she loves and hates keeps calling. Mintra has no choice but to pull over. But the second she taps the answer icon, two men surround her car and drag her out, knocking her unconscious and taking her away. On the other end, Parin hears the commotion, realizes she's in danger, and races to track her down. Two men hold Mintra hostage in a resort, trying to lock her up. She refuses to yield. Even beaten, she fights desperately. Thankfully, her fierceness buys time for Parin to arrive. To rescue her, he throws himself between her and a kidnapper, taking a knife meant for her. As the kidnappers are subdued, Mintra pulls him into the car and floors the gas, fleeing wildly. They hide out in a remote hospital for treatment. Luckily, Parin's wound misses his vital organs. Relieved, Mintra prepares to leave. Parin fights through the pain to pull her tightly into his arms, begging her not to abandon him. How can she harden her heart when he risked his life for her? Unexpectedly, the kidnappers trace them to the hospital. Since both of them lost their cell phones, they can't call the police or their families for help. To escape, They drive into a barren forest, but the car runs out of gas, leaving them stranded for the night. As dawn breaks, the two struggle out of the forest and reach a coastal village. A kind local woman takes them in, promising to report the kidnapping to the town police the next day. Parin runs a high fever from his infected wound, deliriously calling out Mintra's name through his days. His unconscious outpouring of love thaws Mintra's heart, chipping away at the bitterness that had calcified there since that night. She sets aside her resistance and tends to him with care. Their feelings slowly kindle, like embers fanning into flame. When he notices she's no longer hostile, Parin decides to confess the truth about that night 4 years ago, how he'd mistaken her for a sex worker, never knowing she'd been drugged. But as soon as he mentions that night, Mintra slaps him and stops him from going on. The memory is her nightmare, reknitting her hatred. She hurls curses at him, calling him rotten to the core, and snarls that she's only nursing him out of humanitarian duty. Meanwhile, Mintra's family is in turmoil. Her disappearance has left her 2 children and parents deeply anxious. Her father wants to call the police, but the assistant stops him, arguing it will alert reporters and worsen Mintra's already tarnished reputation. The assistant swears that he will find Mintra as soon as possible, which impresses her parents. Unbeknownst to them, the kidnapping was plotted by the assistant's boyfriend. He owed 5 million in gambling debts and couldn't repay them, so he plotted to kidnap Mintra for a huge ransom. Pen hired 2 thugs to help him carry out the plan. Anyway, she'd harbored a burning desire to destroy Mintra for years. The assistant was furious when he learned about it, calling his boyfriend an idiot, but still has to find a way to cover for him. That night, Parin goes to comfort the restless Mintra, promising to take her home safely tomorrow. As they let down their emotional walls, a sudden thunderclap startles her, and she instinctively throws herself into his arms. He seizes this opportunity to sincerely apologize for hurting her, saying that no matter how much she hates him, he will always love her and be there for her. Deeply moved, Mintra takes the initiative to kiss him. Then, fully aware of her choice, she surrenders herself to him, for this is the moment she's ached for, the proof that her love for Parin has never faded. Afterward, Parin notices a scar on her stomach. She lies it's from an appendectomy, while he never dreams it's proof she bore his child. Despite the intimate night they shared, Parin remains unsure if her feelings for him are rooted in love. When he asks if she loves him, Mintra shies away from answering. However, it's precisely the silence that triggers a series of misunderstandings to come. Now, gazing at his sleeping face, Mintra feels overwhelming happiness. She decides to forgive him and reveal the children's truth tomorrow, hoping for a fresh start as a family of 4. Unfortunately, when she wakes up the next day, Parin is gone, leaving only a letter behind. It turns out that he misunderstood Mintra didn't like him, and she only slept with him out of pity. He felt unworthy of her and believed nothing could make up for the mistakes he had made against her. All he could do was disappear from her life. He said she deserved someone better and urged her to give his friend Gan a chance. So he asked Gan to take care of her, hoping that the 2 of them would be happy together. But his so-called good intention not only torments him, but also destroys Mintra's last trust in him. Mintra is heartbroken for a long time, utterly unable to make sense of his logic. She can only explain his actions by convincing herself he's a bastard.
ถ้าเขารักฉันจริงๆเขาจะไม่ทิ้งฉันผลักใส่ฉันไปให้คนอื่น
With the support of her best friend, Mintra pulls herself together and decides to confront another person who hurt her. They storm into Pem's filming studio and splash coffee all over her. It turns out that Parin told her in a letter that Pem had lied to him about Mintra being a prostitute and had drugged her, which is why she was unconscious that night. Nevertheless, Pem refuses to admit it and calls Mintra cheap. Mintra and the bestie can't stand it any longer and beat up Pem in front of hundreds of crew members. To prevent the negative news from spreading, Pem's agency temporarily suspends her. Driven by greed, Pem flirts with a wealthy businessman, begging him for career opportunities. Unexpectedly, the assistant's boyfriend spots them and secretly films it. Kirkpo, desperate for money to pay off his gambling debts, sells the video to the bestie for $5 million. As a super rich heiress, the bestie couldn't care less about the cash. She only wants to protect Mintra and punish those who harmed her. Then she finds the businessman's wife and shows her the video of his infidelity. In a fit of rage, the wife catches Pem and beats her black and blue. Turns out this isn't the first time Pem's been a homewrecker. 4 years ago, Pem had an affair with the same man and was given a hard time by his wife. After she begged for forgiveness and promised not to do it again, the wife let her off the hook. Unexpectedly, Pem is now colluding with her husband again. The wife, pushed beyond her limits, decides to reveal Pem's true colors to the world. In an instant, the video of the famous actress's infidelity goes viral on all social media. Pem loses all her jobs, gets dropped by her agency. When her boyfriend learns the truth, he is completely devastated. Only then does he realize what a vicious and hypocritical woman she is, and he breaks up with her on the spot. However, Pem doesn't think she's done anything wrong at all. Instead, she blames Mintra and the bestie for everything and bides her time to get revenge. On the other side, Gan frequently visits Mintra at work with coffee and desserts. Noticing she still can't forget Parin, he doesn't rush her into marriage. Instead, he only asks for a chance to stay by her side and take care of her. Mintra neither refuses nor agrees. She also wants to move past the hurt caused by that jerk and start a new life as soon as possible. Little does she know, that jerk has never truly left. Though he's as disheveled as a vagrant, he's been secretly watching from the shadows to see if the two he paired up are happy. Additionally, Parin quit his job, cut off all contact, and has been busy designing an architectural project. After a period of pleasant interactions, Gan believes Mintra is finally ready to accept him and let go of Parin. One day, he invites Mintra to a restaurant, planning to propose. But the moment he takes the ring out of his pocket, she feels nauseous and dashes out. This physical reaction is exactly like when she was first pregnant. Mintra has a bad feeling and goes to the gynecology department for a checkup. Holy cow, she's pregnant again. I have to say Parin is incredibly effective. Just 2 times together, and both times led to Mintra conceiving. When Mintra stumbles out of the clinic in a state of collapse, Parin happens to be rushing a partner with a sudden illness to the hospital. Seeing that she's not feeling well, he gets worried and asks what's wrong with her. But instead of relief, Mintra is consumed by rage, furious that he keeps destroying her life under the pretense of love and good intentions. She warns him to stay away from her after she slaps him hard across the face. Oh, these two lovebirds are torturing not just each other, but also my heart. Mintra is on the verge of a breakdown, regretting ever trusting Parin. Too ashamed to confide in anyone, she calls her aunt in America for help. Meanwhile, Parin is so heartbroken he nearly withdraws into himself. He leaves this sad place and flies to New York to see his mother, whose own love story haunts him. His mom and his dad love each other, but they can't be together. Not only does she have to put up with him being with another woman, she's forced to hide on the opposite end of the earth. Parin had always felt his mom deserved better. But now, scarred by love himself, he finally understood her. Love isn't merely about 2 hearts connecting. It's a battlefield of choices, sacrifices, and missteps. One day, when Parin opens his laptop, his mother recognizes the screensaver. It's Mintra, the niece of her friend. She tells her son that Mintra gave birth to twins here 4 years ago, but the children's father has never shown up. Parin recalls that was shortly after his first encounter with Mintra. Intuition tells him that he is the father of Mintra's children. The surprise hits him like a tornado, yanking Parin from the depths of despair and setting his heart racing again. He immediately runs next door to Mintra's aunt's house to verify. The aunt doesn't hide it, scolding him as a jerk and warning him not to disturb Mintra's life. Realizing his huge mistake, Parin kneels and begs the aunt for help, sincerely explaining his love for Mintra and desire to make amends. Having watched him grow up, the aunt knows he isn't inherently bad, and since Mintra truly loves him too, she agrees to help him return to Mintra's side. Now let's shift our focus back to the casino in Thailand. After paying off his debts with the bestie's money, Kirkpo remains hopelessly addicted to gambling. Disgusted by the assistant's lack of money and connections, he breaks up with him. The assistant feels so bad that he goes to a gay bar to have fun. And this news quickly reaches the bestie, who has informants everywhere. She brings Mintra along to witness the fact that the assistant is gay, exposing that he's been lying to Mintra all along. His proposal was a ploy to swindle her money for his boyfriend. However, instead of getting angry, Mintra sees an opportunity to use him, because she desperately needs a father for the child in her womb. The next day, Mintra approaches the assistant with a secret deal. She offers to hire the assistant to marry her for a year, with a reward of $5 million in cash, plus a stable position at this company. The assistant is confused as to why she's doing this. After all, he proposed to her multiple times before, and she ignored every single one. But he still signs the contract, because with this payment, his money-loving boyfriend will surely come back to him. Back home, with Gan present, Mintra announces her engagement to the assistant. Everyone is shocked. Even a fool can see she doesn't love the assistant. Gan can't understand why she made such a crazy choice all of a sudden. Mintra says she isn't good enough for him, and doesn't want him to waste his time on her. Gan is heartbroken, but he can't do anything about it, except to respect her decision. But he begs Mintra to stay friends even if they can't be lovers, imploring her not to bottle up her problems and to lean on him whenever she needs to talk. Poor Gan. Trying to take the place of someone's deep-seated love is never easy, is it? On the other side, the cheating businessman learns from his wife that the video was shot by Kirko, so he sends several gangsters to beat Kirkpo severely. The assistant rushes his boyfriend to the hospital, where they run into Mintra waiting for a prenatal checkup and discover her pregnancy secret. Holding this leverage over Mintra, the assistant grows arrogant and dissatisfied with the initial payment. The next day, he tears up the contract with Mintra and demands more benefits. Otherwise, he would not marry her, not to mention not being the titular father of the child in her womb. He gives Mintra a week to consider renegotiating the contract. Mintra is at her wit's end, completely unsure of what to do next. Upon hearing the news, the aunt flies back to Thailand and urges Mintra to tell Parin the truth. But Mintra strongly opposes it, fearing that Parin will take the children away from her. In order to ease Mintra's nerves, Auntie takes her and the children to Gan's resort for some relaxation. Parin hurries over after receiving the aunt's message. Knowing that Mintra won't forgive him easily, he tries to seek more allies. He comes right out and tells Gan that the two lovely children are his and Mintra's. He begs Gan to help him stop Mintra from marrying the assistant. Knowing that Mintra has never truly forgotten Parin and wishing for his friend's happiness, Gan agrees to help. Like a leech stuck to her skin, Parin trails Mintra everywhere, begging to reclaim their children and dream of a happy family of 4. But there's no way Mintra will agree. She snarls, "You have no right to beg for forgiveness, let alone be my children's father. Just go die in whatever godforsaken place you came from. Maybe then I'll finally forgive you." Well, Parin takes her words literally. He charges into the sea to die. Mintra rushes to stop him and almost drowned herself. Parin turns around to save her, then carries her to shore. He sees Mintra's worry and is certain she still loves him, begging her for another chance. But Mintra only says, it's too late. She had forgiven him the day he risked his life to take a knife for her. Yet he didn't cherish it. Instead, he vanished and even pushed her into another man's arms. Mintra declares she's completely disheartened with him and will never trust him again. But she can't fend off the aunt and her best friend's persuasion. They urge Mintra not to be selfish. You might not need him, but the kids are still young and need a father. You have no right to choose for the children, nor should you deprive them of the opportunity to form their own relationship with their father. For the sake of the children, Mintra is willing to give Parin one last chance. But he can only interact with the kids as an uncle, not their father. He must never mention the emotional mess between them. If he breaks these rules, she'll take the children and disappear, cutting off all contact forever. Parin cherishes every moment with the kids, seizing any chance to bond with them. While telling stories, he doesn't forget to ask them to put in a good word for him with Mintra. The kids adore Parin. Their first thought every morning is to find him and play. Mintra had worried he couldn't care for the kids properly, but seeing him patiently blow sand out of their son's eye and treat their daughter as an equal has eased half her concerns. Now, let's shift our focus to the vicious supporting character, Pem. Ever since the video of her seducing a married man went viral, the once famous actress has fallen from grace, now reviled like a hated outcast. Her agency, boyfriend, friends, and fans all abandon her. Desperate for money, she tries to restore her reputation by live streaming her sob story online. Her father died when she was a child. Her mother has been gravely ill and struggled to raise her, and now mom is on her deathbed. She claims she strayed and sold herself only to earn money for mom's treatment. She tearfully pleads with everyone to give her a chance to repent, promising to do more good in the future and never make the same mistake again. The viewers are sympathetic and have commented to support and encourage her, Little does they know, as soon as the camera stops rolling, her mother leaps off the sickbed, strong enough to wrestle a bull. Not gonna lie, anyone who can't switch emotions and expressions on a dime like she does has no business being a top actress. Anyway, after winning public forgiveness, Femme gradually lands jobs again. One day, a modeling manager invites Pem to shoot posters at Gan's resort. Just then, Parin is playing on the beach with the children and Mintra. Seeing them cuddle affectionately, gossip-hungry Pem senses an opportunity and snaps photos with her phone. It's clear she intends to use this to get back at Mintra. During lunchtime, Parin fawns over Mintra by peeling a shrimp, like a puppy begging for attention. At the mere smell, Mintra is overcome by morning sickness. She rushes to the bathroom, retching violently until she collapses from exhaustion. Unaware she's pregnant with his child, Parin assumes she's just unwell. Overwhelmed with worry, he stays by her bedside in silence. Unfortunately, Pem would sooner set their utopian paradise on fire. Pem sends a video of the family of 4 having a warm interaction by the sea to Parin's father and Mintra's father. As a result, the two fathers, who are already business rivals, get furious and start accusing each other of underhanded tactics. When Mintra comes home, her father slaps her across the face, berating her for letting a rival near her and the kids. Mintra has no choice but to lie and say that she met Parin by chance at a resort. Her assistant helps to explain that Parin might have gone to Mintra on purpose to get some information. Maybe Parin made the video on purpose to ruin Mintra's reputation. Convinced, Mintra's father forces her to marry the assistant next week. Meanwhile, Parin's father rages at him for betraying the family for a woman. Parin snaps back, no longer tolerating the man who fathered him but never raised him. He refuses to work for his father, vowing to cut all ties with him. He even threatens to expose his illegitimate birth to his father's wife if he meddles in his love life. Caught in his own secret, the father can only seethe in silence. Later, Parin goes to Pem's house in a rage to settle the score. He is no fool, and knows exactly she's the one who filmed and leaked the video. Unexpectedly, Pem launches herself at him, kissing and groping him wildly. Apparently, she's trying to use the security cameras to stage a setup. Parin shoves her away in disgust, not realizing her scheme. "I don't go for second-hand goods," he sneers, "and you're clearly more like third-hand trash." He warns her to leave Mintra alone or face the consequences. This humiliation crushes Pem completely. How can she possibly endure it? On the other side, influenced by her assistant's words, Mintra begins to doubt Parin. Perhaps he and Pem are conspiring against her. After all, she once saw them kissing. So she and the bestie confront Pem for answers. Pem maliciously edits the footage of Parin warning her, cutting out context to make it look like they're intimate. Mintra mistakenly believes that the two of them are really having an affair. Disgusting. Not satisfied, Pem takes advantage when they raise their hands. Deliberately pretending to be struck, she drops to her knees, begging for mercy. In the art of playing victim, the wealthy heiresses are no match for Pem's theatrics. Pem repeats her old trick, editing security footage to claim she's been bullied by the upper class, then incites a wave of online harassment against Mintra and the bestie. Mintra is also fooled by her, and sees Parin as one of her accomplices, so she refuses to answer his calls or see him. In desperation, Parin tails her, only to spot Mintra entering a gynecology clinic. Fearing for her health, he rushes to ask her about it, but Mintra thinks he's a womanizer and tells him to go live with Pem. Parin doesn't understand why she's linking him to Pem. Since she won't listen, he might as well let her hit him to blow off steam. But this time, even slapping him and kneeling to beg won't work. She only asks him to stay away, leave her and the kids in peace, and let her marry the assistant. Giving up? It's not even in his vocabulary. For one thing, Parin can tell she's hiding something from him. For another, he's afraid the assistant might do her harm. In the blink of an eye, Mintra's wedding day arrives. I truly admire Pem's audacity. She has the nerve to attend as a friend. The assistant's boyfriend is equally bizarre, grinning ear to ear as he watches his partner marry another, clearly blinded by greed. Mintra walks toward the altar with 2 flower kids, her face etched with tension. Just as the ring is about to slip onto her finger, Parin bursts in, shouting, "Mintra is mine. No one else gets to marry her." This time before Mintra can react, her father cracks him across the jaw with an open palm. Even so, Parin refuses to back down, repeating he must marry Mintra. Her father gets so angry that he has another heart attack. Mintra immediately takes him to the hospital, summoning the best surgeon available. Seeing Mintra's mother sobbing heartbrokenly, the assistant takes Mintra's hand and promises to take good care of her. Even at this moment, he doesn't forget to curry favor. Unfortunately, Mintra doesn't even pay any attention to him. In another corridor, Parin is apologizing to Mintra's aunt. He'd only wanted to fight for the woman he loved. Hurting her father was never part of the plan. A wave of guilt crashes over Parin. However, Mintra is absolutely unforgiving toward him. She had tolerated all his past hurts. But after he hurt her father, all she wants to do is to beat him to death. Thankfully, her aunt pulls her away, so Parin barely escapes with his life. The assistant, irritated by all the chaos, no longer wants to marry Mintra. He just wants to be with his boyfriend. But the boyfriend refuses, complaining the assistant's salary isn't enough. He coaxes the assistant to be patient, get married quickly, and once they get the payoff, they'll leave together, adopt a child, and build a county home. The assistant can't wait to find Mintra, demanding they skip the wedding and register for marriage directly. But with her father still in the hospital, how could she be in the mood? She mocks his ravenous ambition and boundless greed. The assistant grabs her by the nape of the neck, threatening to expose her unwed pregnancy if she doesn't get married quickly. Mintra is now completely out of control. Both the assistant and Parin defy her. In order to stop her from getting married, Parin puts his life on the line. He breaks into Mintra's father's ward and explains everything that has happened with Mintra over the years, showing that he really loves her. Her father is furious and throws a glass at him. Parin sincerely apologizes and begs him to give him a chance to make amends. The aunt steps in to plead, testifying that Mintra and Parin love each other, held apart only by misunderstandings. But love alone can't sway the seasoned businessman in his 50s. Parin knows this well and offers to make a deal with him. If he succeeds in his task, her parents must agree to his marriage to Mintra. Surprisingly, her father actually agrees to the deal. Apparently, Parin offered terms too lucrative to refuse. Not only that, but her father allows Parin to visit the house anytime he wants and be close to the kids. When Mintra protests, her father even speaks favorably of Parin, urging her to marry him. Mintra is driven to madness. What on earth does Parin have up his sleeve to make everyone she trusts end up taking his side? Even the two children she raised with such care keep talking about Parin all day, trying to reconcile them. But even so, Mintra still hasn't forgiven him. Girls aren't so easy to pacify when they're mad. Parin, you've got a long road ahead. As soon as he's discharged, Mintra's father calls a meeting to formally introduce the new marketing director, Parin. It turned out that Mintra's father asked Parin to help win the bid for a huge project, which was exactly what Parin's father's company also wanted to secure. If Parin could win the bid, Mintra's father would believe that he truly loved Mintra, rather than wanting to marry her for profit-driven interests. Mintra and the assistant vehemently oppose him, calling Parin a spy out to steal company secrets. But the other doesn't listen and orders them to set aside personal grudges and cooperate fully with Parin to win the bid. To be fair, Parin's professional skills are undeniable. Within a week, he solves multiple thorny issues, earning her father's deep trust. As a result, the assistant falls out of favor, ignored by both the boss and colleagues. If Parin got back together with Mintra, his $10 million reward would go down the drain, and his boyfriend wouldn't be able to keep him. Desperate, he simply blackmails Mintra to give him $5 million in cash within 2 days, or else he will disclose all her secrets and ruin her reputation. Just in time, Parin passes by the door and overhears the latter part of the sentence. Although he doesn't know what the secret is, he is sure that the assistant has ulterior motives and is not a good person. So, in order to protect Mintra, he has to find ways to take down the assistant. When Parin's father learns that he has joined a rival company, he flies into a furious rage, berating him for being blinded by love and ungrateful. Parin fires back that he's always despised his father's underhanded business tactics. He returns a USB drive containing his father's company secrets, making it clear that he intends to win the bid from Mintra's company using clean methods, and warns him not to play any tricks. By an ironic coincidence, Mintra happens to witness this scene. She misinterprets his actions, believing he has come to steal her company's secrets and help the competition win the bid. Parin hurls himself 50 meters in front of his beloved's car, begging her to listen to his explanation. But in her fury, Mintra slams her foot on the gas pedal. Thankfully, he dives aside just in time, sparing her from becoming a murderer. Even her best friend couldn't stand it and criticized Mintra for doing the wrong thing, for losing her mind. What would happen to the children if their father died? But Mintra won't listen and blames him for betraying her and the company first. Even after almost getting run over, Parin doesn't hold a grudge against Mintra. Instead, he teases her, saying it's impossible for her to shake him off. He definitely won't let her successfully marry the assistant. Sure enough, within 2 days, Parin collects evidence of the assistant's crimes. The suppliers recommended by the assistant are accepting bribes and taking kickbacks in procurement. This gives Mintra a reason to fight back against the assistant's blackmail. She orders the assistant to prove his innocence within a day, or she won't pay him the 5 million. The assistant flies into a rage, shouting that he'll immediately expose her secrets to the world. But this is no longer a threat to Mintra, because the world will only think the assistant was caught embezzling company property, holds a grudge, and deliberately slanders her. Unable to get the large sum of money, the assistant's gambling-addicted boyfriend calls him incompetent and breaks up with him. When the assistant begs him to stay, the boyfriend beats him up, warning him never to bother him again. The assistant breaks down completely and blames Mintra for everything. The next day, he goes to take revenge on Mintra with a pistol in hand. Parin unhesitatingly steps in front of her and gets shot. The assistant is so scared that he abscons with a pistol. Nevertheless, this act of taking the bullet is enough for Mintra to see how much Parin loves her and how loyal he is. So she no longer harbors any doubts about him. Their children are also extremely understanding, seizing the opportunity to play matchmakers by begging Mintra to feed Parin, who has an injured arm. However, the happy time of the family of 4 is all too brief. Now that internal conflicts are resolved, external conflicts are about to emerge. When Parin's father learns of his son's gunshot wound, he grows extremely anxious, claiming that Mintra's company is too dangerous and urging Parin to return to work for him. Chanatip can't understand why his father values Parin so highly. After all, he's just a manager, right? Why does his father care more about Parin than his own son? Parin refuses, telling his father to focus on grooming Chanatip as the successor. During the argument, Mintra's dad bursts in and forbids Parin's father from taking Parin away. Parin's father can no longer hold back, accusing Mintra's dad of always poaching his people. It turns out the hatred between these two middle-aged men isn't just due to business competition. Over 30 years ago, Parin's father had a secret crush on Mintra's mother, but she didn't love him, only seeing him as a friend. The man she truly loved was Mintra's dad. Parin's father couldn't accept it and thought she was dating Mintra's dad because he was richer. He vowed to become richer than Mintra's dad and make her regret her choice. This fueled decades of escalating animosity between the two men. However, Mintra's family remains unaware that Parin is the illegitimate son of their rival. To prevent him from being harassed by the enemy, they invite him to live in their home. Knowing of this long-standing feud, Parin becomes even more afraid to reveal his lineage, fearing they will oppose his relationship with Mintra. Just 1 week after their breakup, the assistant is shocked to find his boyfriend has a new lover. This shatters his last shred of sanity. It's clear the boyfriend never took their relationship seriously, only using him. Since the boyfriend won't live with him, they might as well die together. After shooting his boyfriend dead, the assistant turns the gun on himself. As the assistant's death dominates the headlines, Mintra's corporate stock goes into a freefall. Investors start to second-guess the company's odds of winning the bid. Reporters barricade Mintra, pinning the assistant's death on her cancellation of their marriage and painting her as the one who broke his heart. In her darkest hour, Parin steps forward to shield her from the reporters' barbs, clarifying that the assistant's death had nothing to do with her. Additionally, he publicly declares himself the head of the bidding project, imploring everyone to trust he can secure the bid. However, this declaration provokes the wrath of the cheating businessman, who turns out to be the silent backer of Parin's father's bid, waiting to reap huge profits. Anyone who stands in his way must be eliminated. He plans to send his lover Pam to steal Parin's project secrets and derail his bid. The businessman then contacts Mintra's dad, offering him a 5-star hotel renovation project. The next day, Parin takes Mintra to meet the hotel manager for cooperation details. To their surprise, the manager is none other than Pem, who has scammed them multiple times. Mintra is furious, refusing to proceed with the project. Not only does Pem lack professional expertise and act viciously, but she also keeps physically encroaching on Parin, openly groping his arm while flirting. Mintra's jealousy explodes. She bars him from the car and leaves him behind. Despite hiking 3 hours to get home, Parin isn't tired. He's thrilled instead. Her jealousy proves she cares, doesn't it? But when it comes to work, Parin doesn't yield to Mintra and still wants to take the project. Because Pem can't be flattering him for no reason, she must have an ulterior motive. He suspects the businessman is using Pem as a pawn, so he intends to cooperate with them to uncover the conspiracy behind the scenes. Mintra's father trusts him completely and fully supports the decision. And Mintra can't say no when he gives her those puppy dog eyes. She finally caves and agrees to play along. Seeing they've agreed to take on the project, Pem believes they've fallen into her trap and she's successfully deceived them. She feigns vulnerability and plays the pitiful role, intending to use this ploy to manipulate them at will. Little does she know she's the prey. They've been tailing her secretly. Parin suppresses his nausea as he plays cat and mouse with Pem, prying for information while leaking fake company secrets. Once back home, Parin nuzzles his jealous soulmate, murmuring reassurances until her pout fades. To make Pem fully convinced her scheme has succeeded, he risks his life to ask Mintra to act out a play with him. He deliberately calls Pem and stages a fight with Mintra, making their relationship appear on the brink of collapse. Upon hearing this, Pem preens with triumph, convinced her beauty has left Parin spellbound and that she's truly stolen him from Mintra. Unaware she's the one being played, she's actually become a catalyst for their relationship. Meanwhile, in a nearby cafe, 2 other people are falling in love. After breaking up with Pem, Chanatip has found himself deeply attracted to Mintra's best friend, Gaga. Despite his wealth, Chanatip is almost entirely lacking in guile. The cunning and greedy Pem took advantage of this, manipulating him effortlessly. But his untainted, straightforward nature, free from toxic masculinity, perfectly appeals to Gaina. In turn, Gawina's intelligence, sense of justice, and bravery have made Chanatip feel both secure and cherished. That night, Mintra kills time at Gawina's cafe, waiting for Parin to finish work. Suddenly, Pem sends her naked photos of herself with Parin. Mintra explodes at the unexpected blow, storming off to catch them in the act. She runs into Chanatip, who's there to see Gawina, and the confused man tags along. When they arrive at Pem's place, she's vanished. Only Parin lies shirtless on the bed, unresponsive no matter how Mintra calls him. She seethes with a mix of fury and worry. After moving Parin to the car, Mintra keeps mumbling about how she won't forgive him if he really did something with Pem. Parin hears this, grinning from ear to ear under his unconscious facade. Back home, Parin still hasn't woken. Mintra has never been this anxious. Just as she's about to call for help, Parin steps out of the car, brimming with confidence. He then reports to Mintra's dad that they've secured the bid with 100% certainty. It turns out Parin had to pretend to be unconscious. Rival Chanatip was present, making it impossible to explain the plan openly. In reality, nothing had happened between him and Pem. He had seen her drug his drink, so he deliberately feigned passing out. This created an opportunity for Pem to steal and copy the fake bidding data he had brought. The next day, based on this information, the businessman orders Parin's father to revise the bid plan. It comes as no surprise his bid fails. Numbers didn't add up. Only then does he realize that he's been tricked by Parin. Furious, he rants that Pem is just a pretty face who can't even handle such a simple task. Pem, no longer useful, is beaten within an inch of her life, left bleeding on the floor. On the other side, despite winning the bid, Mintra can't bring herself to celebrate. She knows Parin did it all for her company, but she's furious he risked his life. If anything had happened to him, I wouldn't want to live, she thinks. Parin seizes the moment to deliver a heartfelt confession. With the bid won, Mintra's dad has approved their relationship. Now, it's up to Mintra to give him a chance. This time, her no dissolves like sugar on her tongue. She bravely admits her love for Parin, and shows it with a kiss instead of words. A few days later, Parin drives Mintra to the suburbs, saying he has a surprise to show her. It's something he's been preparing since he left her a few months ago, when he lived like a homeless man. He bought a plot of land, planning to build a small resort where they can live happily with their children. Mintra adores the idea and is about to tell him she's pregnant with their third child. Unexpectedly, two of the businessman's henchmen open fire on them. Soon, Parin is hit by a bullet. Just as they are about to kill the star-crossed lovers, the villagers nearby hear the commotion and rush to the scene. The two henchmen have to retreat first. With the help of the villagers, Parin and Mintra are quickly taken to the hospital. Parin's prolonged coma leaves Mintra completely devastated. She has no choice but to confess everything to her parents, including the fact that she gave birth to Parin's twins 4 years ago and that she is now pregnant with his child. The staggering revelation leaves her parents stunned. But more than anger, they feel a crushing heartache for Mintra and deep guilt. They had no idea she'd borne so much alone, and even blamed her for it. Regarding the attempted murder, Mintra's dad first suspects his business rival, Parin's father. After all, Parin's winning bid directly threatened his interests. When police come to arrest Parin's father, he panics and loses his mind. In front of Chanatip and his wife, he blurts out that Parin is his illegitimate son. How could I hire someone to kill my own child? Chanatip and his mother stand there slack-jawed, finally realizing why he's always favored Parin over Chanatip. In stark contrast to the warlike chaos outside, the hospital room stages a tearful reunion of 5. Parin finally learns about the new life growing in his beloved's womb, while the twins finally call them Mom and Dad openly.
เรียกพี่ปิ่นว่าพ่อได้ไหมครับ
ได้ค่ะคุณพ่อถ้างั้นเจ้าหญิงก็ต้องเป็นคุณแม่ใช่ไหมคะ
เรียกอีกทีได้ไหมคะ
คุณแม่
But their happiness now is matched only by another suffering. Chanatip's mother can't bear the thought of being cuckolded for years. She storms into Parin's hospital room and attacks Parin's mother, blaming her for stealing her husband. Just then, Parin's father arrives, having been bailed out of the police station. Parin's entire family are all beaten by Chanatip's mother. Chanatip's imposing frame proves useless. He can't restrain his mother at all. Just when the ward is in a state of chaos, Mintra's family comes to the scene. The innocent twins blurt out, "Daddy," to Parin. Parin's father asks in confusion if they're his grandchildren, sending the already chaotic scene into further disarray. Originally, Parin had worked extremely hard to get Mintra's dad to recognize him as his son-in-law. But the moment his identity as the son of his greatest rival is revealed, all of Mintra's dad's trust and support for him falls apart. Mintra's dad is so angry that he cancels Mintra's engagement to Parin on the spot. Thankfully, Mintra is a rock, unmoved by the storm of betrayal. She believes in Parin and promises to stay with him through thick and thin and never leave him. And the reason why Mintra's dad harbors such deep-seated hatred for Parin's father goes beyond their past rivalry. It's rooted in a blood feud that spans generations. Many years ago, after Mintra's parents got married, Parin's father, a penniless young man at the time, wooed Chanatip's mother, an heiress from a wealthy family. Exploiting the influence of his new wife's clan, he deliberately schemed to bring down Mintra's grandfather's company, which ultimately drove Mintra's grandfathers to his grave from a broken heart. This is why Mintra's dad vehemently opposes her marrying someone with Parin's father's blood. Mintra and Parin have no choice but to put up with it for a while and meet secretly on the outside, waiting for the right moment. Meanwhile, Chanatip's mother, unable to tolerate betrayal, strips Parin's father of his CEO position and wealth. Chanatip is also very disappointed with his dad and casts him out of the house. Next, let's shift our focus to the villainous Pem. Since her failure in the bidding mission, she was brutally beaten by the businessmen and thrown into the wilderness. However, she survived by virtue of her strong will and fled back to her mother's residence. Even so, she has no intention of letting go and continues to cause trouble. One day, when Parin plans to accompany Mintra to the hospital for a prenatal checkup, he leaves the two children in the care of the aunt. Taking advantage of the aunt's momentary absence to pick up something after getting out of the car, Pem takes a pistol, gets into the driver's seat, and hijacks the twins and the nanny. When Parin and Mintra arrive at the address she provided, Pem unleashes all the pent-up grievances of recent years. She was born into poverty, with an alcoholic mother who constantly demands money from her. She never wanted to do those dirty and evil things, but she had no other choice to survive. Why should Mintra enjoy all the glory and wealth since birth, and even find someone who truly loves her? Mintra apologizes to her, admitting that she was once arrogant and ignored many people's feelings. But Pem has lost her mind and can't listen to anything. While trying to find a good angle to shoot, she accidentally falls off the building. Parin reaches out to grab her but fails. Falling from such a height, even if she doesn't die, she should be disabled, right? But she's no ordinary person. The near brush with losing his children haunts Parin, driving him to devote even more time to guarding and nurturing them. Unbeknownst to him, every scene of his devoted fatherhood is witnessed by his own father, who finally confronts the truth. He was never a qualified parent, having failed to give Parin the paternal love he deserved. When his remorse for Parin surfaces, Parin's mother implores him, "Don't drown in empty apologies. Act on them. Do something for our son's happiness." He repents of his wrongs and goes to Mintra's home, imploring her parents not to take out their anger on Parin because of him and to accept Parin. Then he drops to his knees, now towing to apologize for all the wrongs he has done to them. However, years of hatred cannot be dispelled by a simple sorry in such a short time. Mintra's dad still refuses to agree to their marriage, but Parin's father does not give up and continues to clear obstacles for his son. He reports to the police that the businessman has been engaged in many illegal activities over the years, leading to his detention. However, due to the lack of substantial evidence, the businessman is released from prison soon. In a fit of anger, he prepares to retaliate against Parin's father and targets his son. Just as Parin and Mintra are about to be caught in the car, Parin's father arrives. Parin urges Mintra to take cover and call the police, then turns to face the businessman's two henchmen alone. Meanwhile, his father squares off against the businessman in a pistol-wielding showdown. After a 10-minute fight, Parin's father pulls the trigger first, and the businessman is killed. Upon seeing Parin's father risk his life to save his daughter, Mintra's dad is so deeply moved that his throat tightens and his hands tremble, the lifelong grudge in his eyes visibly wavering as he finally consents to their children's marriage. The two men finally bring an end to their nearly 40-year feud and make peace with each other. After weathering countless storms that tested their love, from family feuds to life-threatening killings, the star-crossed lovers finally tie the knot. Parin and Mintra stand on a lawn, their wedding photos capturing moments, while Parin's hand rests gently on the small of her back, a gesture that once shielded her from gunfire. They vow beneath the sun, promising unshakable loyalty, not just for this lifetime, but for the next, their words floating through the very resort Parin built for her, a place where they'll spend their lives together. By the story's end, everyone lets go of past grudges and old wounds. Parin reconciles with his father and accepts Chanatip as his brother. Chanatip and Gawina finally confess their feelings and find happiness. With Gaza's father overjoyed, Chanatip's mother lets go of all bitterness, no longer living for her husband and son, and starts a new life of her own. Everyone forgives, understands, and frees each other. Good deeds wreak good rewards, while evil brings its own punishment. Pem didn't die from the fall. She's serving time in prison. But karma has its way. She doesn't have an easy time in prison, constantly bullied by fellow inmates. Thank you all for joining us on this journey from the first clash of grudges to the final bloom of forgiveness. As Parin and Mintra build their life in the resort where bullets once flew, I'm reminded that simple happiness, like the daisies in their garden or the laughter of reunited siblings, has always been within reach. Take a moment to look around. Maybe it's the way your coffee steams in the morning. Happiness doesn't require defeating villains or mending decades of hurt. It's in the choices we make to see past scars, to hold hands instead of grudges, and to believe that even after the darkest storms, there's a sunlit lawn waiting for us to build our own haven. May your haven find you soon, and may every daisy you plant grow from the soil of hope, not hate. This is Maroon Recap. Check out my homepage, and you'll see more recaps of So Wayree. I'm hastening to write and edit the next recap, so feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.